Now, let me get into the next question, my dear. So, we know that the very first one, the 8th question, consists with the prose and then the poem. Okay. The next one, 9th question, it's all about, okay, purely it's a, what it is, my dear? Supplementary. Okay. So, very first question, okay, there is a question like, okay, from the prose name called, the supplementary name called The Midnight Visitor. Can you remember the characters in The Midnight Visitor? Ausable, go by order. Ausable, Fowler, Max, okay, and then the Henry. Even last exam they asked the question, okay, who was waiting outside, or else who is knocking the door, okay, who was knocking the door? The waiter, name called Henry, okay. So, Jafar, who is Jafar? The constable who was there in a footprints without feet, okay. So, minor character, you please go ahead with the what it is, okay. You raise a question towards your friend and then you just go ahead like a game like anymore and then try to find out who knows the maximum number of minor characters, okay. N number of minor characters are there, okay. So, please go ahead with that like a game you play with your friend during break time. Now, let me get into what? The Midnight Visitor, the question is, see the question, the opinion, justify the opinion that the theme of trust, what it is, my dear? Theme of trust. Actually, there we know that the Fowler was disappointed like anymore by seeing the appearance of the Ausable, right, okay. So, here simply they have asked only the theme of that, okay. So, you can write the most important points which was there in a Midnight Visitor, okay, right from the Ausable, which means a Fowler disappointments, and then how clearly, which means very cleverly the Ausable has handled that situation when the Max was standing against him with a pistol, okay. He made some of the illusion like anymore through his word. Actually he made a very great plan like anymore. The Max has believed actually after the window there was a balcony, okay. He believed, Max believed, that's what, when he heard the knocking, even that too, the Ausable played a very different role like anymore there. He mentioned that actually who's knocking the door means actually who's that? The police. If they have not, if I was not replied, definitely they will break through and then they will check. Definitely you will know what is next. The Max has understand, that's what, with the illusion like anymore, what he made it, okay. That was a balcony like anymore, okay. So, he planned for it, he executed, okay. So, that point you can write it. And the next one, again, what it is, my dear, the Valli like character, who is that? The bowling, okay. How she has explores the theme of self-acceptance and then the empowerment, okay. Particularly how she has empowered, the women empowerment particularly, okay, there we should quote that, okay. And then most importantly, where he was dumped like anything, she never utters anything there. But later when she learned, when she got the education, the tool helps her to make his voice, okay, to make her voice like anymore, okay. How she make her voice, my dear? She raised in the sense means not in a negative way, positively. She raised something for her own, okay. Even the villagers were shocked like anything, okay, because that is the very first time she was speaking in front of everyone, okay. So, that point and all you can write it, how it is a self-acceptance and then the empowerment. And the next word, in next lesson you should write the both the thing, two different thing, humor and then satire. N number of writers they used to write it, which means when they work itself, there we can get it, n number of humorous thing will be there, but there every humorous thing there will be some other different meaning will be there. That's what we used to call them like, okay, what it is, my dear? The humor and then the satire, okay. So, in that book Save the Earth, what are the humorous thing is there and then satire we have to list out, okay. And then these are the two questions. Let me get into the answers now. See the very first question. The midnight visitor, okay. Most importantly, the story revolves around a trick, okay, the illusion trick. How he handled the situation, particularly Ozible trick, okay. And the next to that, where trust can be difference between a life and then the death. Now only we have discussed this in Heroic Sporting, between life or death. Some of the different statement they have given, right, okay. Between means definitely that should be a conjunction and, okay. So here the triest between the life and the death. Ozible ability to outsmart is reviled by making him believe in the presence of Balgani, okay. That point you have to remember, you have to highlight it, which does not exist actually. This is like an illusion that he made it, okay. Then next to that, Fowler's surprise, okay, he underscores the delicate balance of trust and dissipation. The tale highlights that the world is traced is both a weapon and then the vulnerability, okay. So particularly you should remember in two ways you have to approach the answer. Very first thing, you should approach the answer in point of Ozible. Second, you should approach the answer in point of Fowler's. The 2 point is very, very important. In Ozible point of view means you should write it, okay, how he cleverly played the role. In Fowler's point of view, very first he was like a, what it is, disappointed like anymore. Later he surprised, okay. That point you have to highlight there, okay. And the next to that, Boli. So the self-acceptance and then empowerment, okay. So in this lesson, Boli is a protagonist, and then she faces many discrimination. What are the discrimination she has faced, my dear? Everyone, how the friends they used to call? What it is? Simpleton. And then how she used to mimic her, how they used to irritate her. What sort of things they used to do her? They won't accept her, right, okay. They won't allow her, okay. They will make some other separation like anymore. They will isolate her, okay. And then that discrimination, okay. And then this is due to only because of the appearance, and then the next most important thing, her speech impairment, okay. Then and there they will stammer, she will stammer like anymore. And then however through her journey, she learns to embrace herself, finds her voice, okay. However she learns means with the help of whom she has learned that one, my dear? With the help of the teacher. That point you should add it, okay. And then story emphasize the importance of self-acceptance. Very first you should accept that where you are doing a mistake. That is the most important thing. Yes, of course. When someone criticizes you, very first you should accept that. Yes, of course, this may be the problem. Then you should realize that how I should overcome that. If you worry on that, definitely end of a life itself you will worry the same. You will feel for the same. Okay. But when you realize that, when you accept that, yes, of course, I am in that way. Okay. So when you accept that, then it will be very progressive, okay. And the next to that, the power of inner strength in overcoming that societally prejudice, okay. So then only when you get the acceptance, then only you will get the power of inner strength. When you are not supposed to accept it, definitely you are not get any other inner strength in our life. And the next to that, the book Save the Earth, that we know what, very simple. So the book Save the Earth, they have used the humor and satire to convey the message about the importance of books and then the knowledges, okay. The story humorously portrays the alien invention prevented by the power of a simple book, okay. Through satire, they highlights the significance of literature and then preservation of knowledge in shaping and safeguarding the humanity. Okay, so these point you can write it even individual like anymore. These point is very important. That's it. Remaining thing as usual, they completed with the conclusion how it is transmitted. Okay, so this is going to be very simple, but later only we are going to discuss about that long answer. Okay, so I told you, when they asked something like drafting the answer, like comparison draft is there, means you should quote, you should start only with the statement. What it is, my dear? Wishing them, and then you should write the sentence like, okay, today I would like to discuss. Okay, draft means you should start only with that. and then end of the comparison, you will next to that you will compare as usual how you will write it, okay, same you will do it, and the next to that next to that end of it you should complete with the draft, okay, with mentioning, okay, it should be like a speech, okay, it should be like a speech how we will present our idea, okay. Even in analytical paragraph also sometimes they used to give such analytical in your perspective, okay, that time end of it again you will conclude the same, okay. Same like that in long answer, when the draft question comes, okay, you should start with that, and then conclusion you should conclude by saying word thank you, that's it, okay. So this is going to be the difference in the drafting and then common comparison, okay, that's it, my dear. So write the answers now, check the answers. First question, check the answer, my dear, check your answer. First short answer we have discussed, right?